Okay. I don't have the book, so I have to exercise in the temple. Just take to the Veda base. Okay. Let us chant from the beginning. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam garupastha vegam etan vegan yo vishahet dhiraha sarvamapi mam prithvim sashishyat atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagrah जनसंगस्य लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति उत्साहा निश्चया धैर्या तत्तत्कर्म प्रवर्तना संगत्यागः सतो वृत्तेः षड्भिर्भक्तिर्प्रसिद्ध्यति ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् कृष्णेति यस्य विदितं मनसा ध्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतविश्चं भजन्तमीशम् शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञमनन्यमन्या निन्दादिशून्यर्गमिप्सितसङ्गलभ्या दुष्टैः स्वभावजनिते वपुषश्च दोषैः न प्राकृतमिह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गङ्गाम्बसां न खलु बुद्बुदकेन पङ्कैः ब्रह्मद्रवत्वपगच्छति नीलधर्मैः स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या पित्तोपतप्तरसनरोचिकानु किन्तु आदरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्ट्वा स्वाद्विक्रमाद् भवति तत्पदमूलतन्त्री. Now we are in the 8th verse. तन्नामरूपचरितादिसुकीर्तनानु स्मृत्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसि नियोज्य तिष्ठन् व्रजे तदनुरागि जनानुगामि कालं नयेदखिलमित्युपदेशसारम्. Keep your videos on. Anush Kamkar, Anika Tiwari, Aruna Upadhyay, Meena Rai. I think Aruna Mishra is in the hospital. Saurabh Prabhu. Then I can see your lip movements. So you are in the office. No,
I'm in train, Madhu.
Train, okay. Others, Anuj, where are you? Anika, Aruna Upadhyay.
Mataji, 10 minutes. I'm starting the video.
Okay. Tannama Rupa Charitadi.
Mataji, I'm reading that too.
Smrityo Kramena Rasanam Manasi Niyojya. Chant. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasanam Manasi Niyojya. Tishtan Braje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalam Naidakilamityupadeshasaram. Kalam Naidakilam Upadeshasaram. So, what is the essence of this instruction? This 8th verse is very important. Kalam Naeda Akhilam Upadeshasaram. Iti Upadeshasaram. So, this is the essence of nectar of instruction. What is the essence of nectar of instruction? Like you have in the Bhagavad Gita also. What is Gita Sar? We should know what is Gita Sar. 3.38 verses Gita Sar. So then, what is nectar of instruction Sar? That is 8th verse of nectar of instruction, is the essence of nectar of instruction. So what it is? Tan Nama Rupa. Tan means yours, O Lord. Nama Rupa Charita Adi. When I say I love Krishna, I should love his name, I should love his form, I should love his guna, I should love his family, I should love his leelas. Tannama Rupa Charita Adi Sukirtananu. Nama Rupa Charita Adi Sukirtana. Sukirtana Adi Sukirtananu. Sukirtana Anusmrityaha. Nanu we say, but that Nanu is not Nanu. Sukirtana Anusmrityaha. You cannot do Sandhi Vigraha in between. Anusmrityaha. So what I should do? Sukirtana. I should chant nicely. I should remember his names. Kramena, slowly, slowly. Rasana, Manasi, Niyojya. In this way, I can engage my tongue. I can engage my mind. And in this way, I can always reside in Braja. It's not necessary I have to go to Vrindavan only and reside in Braja. I can go to Vrindavan and do all type of materialistic activity. What is the use? On the contrary, I can be in any part of the world, like Prabhupada was in Browries. And in Browries, he is thinking about Vraja. So it is not necessary you have to be in Vraja to be in Vraj conscious. You can be in any part of the world. And if you're always thinking about the name, qualities, form, Leelas, and the pastimes of Krishna, that is the Parivara of Krishna, the family of Krishna, the devotees of Krishna, you are with Lord. For that, you are chanting every day, you are remembering, and slowly, slowly, the practice of the tongue and the mind. And in this way, when you are engaging yourself, you are residing in Braja. Tad Anuragi. In this way, you become attached to Krishna. The Jana Anugami. And in this way, you are following the footprints of those who are already in this path. Kalam Nayeda. Nayeda means utilize every moment, Akilam, in full. Utilize every moment in his service. Iti Upadesha Saram. This is the nectar of instruction. Or this is the essence of all the nectar of instruction. That at every moment, at every step, remember to use our strength in remembering Krishna. That is why it is said, Smartavya Satatam Vishnu Vismartavya Najatuchit. Smartavya Satatam Vishnu. Always remember him. Vismartavya Najatuchit. Never forget him. When you remember him, you chant the holy name. Do not forget him. You engage all your strength in serving him. Like you're cooking for Krishna. What is that cooking? That is also remember, not forgetting Krishna. For not forgetting Krishna, you use different activities keeping him in center. Okay? So this is the most important verse. So one of you read the verse. Aruna, can you read the verse?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtinanu Smrityo Karmani
Kramena.
Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Mansi Namansi Rajayo
Manasi Niyojya.
Manasi Niyojya Tishtan Vraje Tadunuraga
Tadanuragi Jananugami.
Tishtan Vraje Tadunuragi Jananugami Kalam
Nayeda.
Ed Akhilam Iti Upadesha Saram.
Saram.
Yeah, Mataji, may I read again?
Yeah, read.
Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Nasiniyojya Trishtan Vrajetad Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Naid Akhilam Iti Upadesha Saram.
Okay, read.
Translation. The essence of our advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastime, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Braj Goloka Vrindavan Dham and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footstep of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Purpose. Since the mind may be one's enemy or one's friend, one has to train the mind to become his friend. The Krishna consciousness movement is specially meant for training the mind to be always engaged in Krishna's business. The mind contains hundreds and thousands of impressions, not only of this life but also of many, many lives of the past. These impressions sometimes come in contact with one another and produce contradictory pictures. In this way, the mind's function can become dangerous for a conditioned soul. Students of psychology are aware of the mind's various psychological changes. In Bhagavad Gita 8.6, it is stated, Yam yam vapi smaranam bhavam tyajatya ante kalevaram tam tam evati kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. Mataji, may I continue?
Yes, yes, continue.
At the time of death, the mind and intelligence of a living entity create a subtle form of certain type of body for the next life. In the mind, suddenly thinks of something not very congenial. One has to take a corresponding birth in the next life. On the other hand, if one can think of Krishna at the time of death, he can be transferred to the spiritual world Golaka Vrindavan. This process of transmigration is very subtle. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami advises the devotee to train their minds in order to that they will be unable to remember anything other than Krishna. Similarly, the tongue should be trained to speak only of Krishna and to taste only Krishna Prasad. Srila Rupa Goswami further advised, Tishthan Vraje. One should live in Vrindavan or any part of Vrajbhumi. Vrajbhumi or the land of Vrindavan is supposed to be 84 crores in area. 4 crores 1 crore equal to the square miles. When one makes Vrindavan his residence, he should take shelter of an advanced devotee there. In this way, one should always think of Krishna and his pastimes. This is further elucidated by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.294. Krishnam Smaranam Jnanam Chasya Preshtham Meja Samitah Samihitam Tattat Katha Rasas Chausu Kuriyat Vasam Braja Sada. A devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Raja and always engage in Krishnam Smaranam Jainam Chasya Preshtham. The remembrance of Sri Krishna and his beloved associates. By following in the footsteps of such associates and by entering under their eternal guidance, one can acquire an intense desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again, Srila Rupa Goswami states in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.295, Seva Sadhika Rupena Siddha
Okay,
Rupena
1 minute.
Chatra.
Till here, wait. So a devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Braja and should engage in Krishnam Smaranam Janam Chasya Preshtham. That means following the footsteps of the associates. And always remember Krishna. Krishna Smarana Janam Chasya Preshtham Nija Samhitam Tattat Tatha Rataschasya Kuryad Vasam Vraje Sada. So if a person is not able to go to Vraja, he can do all these activities even outside Vraja and bring the Vraja in his consciousness. So it is Vraja Prem is not just residing in Vraja. It is the consciousness which resides in Vraja. This is the most important aspect. The Prabhupada in Brahmanis is always residing in Vraja. Okay, it's locked. Remove the lock. So always resides in Vraja. That is why he is able to write so many books. Why he is able to translate so many shlokas, so many books he has written. Why? Because the consciousness is in the Vraja. You take a person to Vraja and he sits at the computer, does all the materialistic activities. What is the use? So Krishna Smaranam. Then following the footsteps of the Tat Tat Katha Rataschaso Kuryad Vasambraje Sada Preshtam Nija Samhitam. Then Krishna Smarana Janam Chasya, always following the footsteps of the Acharyas. That is most important. So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Rupa Goswami says, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi, Tadbhava Lipsuna Karya, Vraja Lokanu Sarata. The two things which we have to learn. One is, I want you, Krishna. I want you. Okay? One is, you want me. That is known as, it's nice when we went now to Videsham Yatra. Nammalvar's teachings, and that Nammalvar writes in one of the Pasuram says, Swagatha Swikaryam. Note these words. Swagatha Swikaryam. Paragatha Swikaryam. Now see here, why I am linking this with. So serve Krishna in such a way that Lord runs behind you and come and says, I want you, I want you. Paragatha Swikaryam. Lord wants the devotee. One is, I want Lord. I may want Lord for multiple reasons. But Lord is hankering for the devotee. So that is why it is said, Yome Bhakta Jana Partha Name Bhakta Chate Janaha Mad Bhaktanam Chate Bhaktas Tame Bhakta Tamomataha. That is his verse with Manya. That verse, open that verse. Today morning we are put in the DNA group. Yome Bhakta Jana Partha. Somebody is my devotee, I don't accept him as a devotee. Krishna says. Yome Bhakta Jana Partha Name Bhaktas Chate Janaha. Mad Bhaktanam Chaye Bhaktaha Teme Bhakta Tamamataha. If somebody is devotee of my devotee, that means following in the footsteps of the associates of Braja. That is what is told here. Following in the footsteps, I put in the group also. So following in the footsteps of Braja. Following in the footsteps of the devotees who are always thinking of Krishna. Krishna says, I consider that person as my devotee. But somebody is my devotee, I don't consider him as devotee at all. Just Swagata Swikaryam, Paragata Swikaryam. That is more important. Swagata Swikaryam. Now open 8th verse. So Swagata Swikaryam refers to, I have accepted you, Krishna. But when Krishna says, I have accepted you, that has lot of meaning in it. So that is what it is said here. Seva Sadhaka Rupena. Do Seva in such a way, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi. You attain Siddha Rupa. And what is that Siddha Rupa? You are one of the associate of Krishna. So Krishna doesn't want to lose you. Tad bhava lipsuna karya. You perform your activities in such a way, tad bhava lipsuna karya. With so much of consciousness, Raja Lokanu Sarata. Raja Lokanu Sarata. Under the guidance. Wherever this Anu word comes, Loka Anusarataha. In the footsteps of the associates of Rajabhumi. So our spiritual masters, they follow their spiritual masters who have this bhava. So in this way, the bhava is transmitted in the Guru Shishya Parampara. Love Krishna to such an extent, even in sleep you will be performing devotional service. In one of the video I saw, my Guru Maharaj is fanning Krishna with a chamar, with a pankha. He's in deep sleep, but that is actually Yoga Nitra. When even a devotee, pure devotee, when he sleeps also, he is in the Yoga Nitra. For him, there is no night, there is no day. He is always attentive in performing devotional service. So, Diya, read from here.
Mataji, in first, just wanted to know in first paragraph, what message Srila Prabhupada wants to give us, Mataji. So, just can you explain?
Since the
first
mind may be
paragraph?
one's enemy, one's friend, one may train the mind to become his friend. He started with this, right? Why? Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrutyo kramena rasana manasi niyojya Manase niyojya. You're engaging the mind. That is why first the mind is in the focus. What does Ambarish Maharaj says? Savai mana Krishna padaravindayoho. If the mind is focused in Lord, automatically all the senses will work for Lord. That is why Prabhupada starts the purport with training the mind. It is like the mind has to be hooked. To such an extent, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if some other thought comes, let me take a chappal in the hand and beat my mind. Acharyas speak like this. So, Prabhupada speaks on training the mind first. But it's not so easy to think of Krishna 24 hours, isn't it? Mind goes here and there. So, just training the mind. That is why Prabhupada puts the words of Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatente kalevaram tam tamay vaiti konteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of mind a person leaves the body, he will attain that state. Okay, read two verses, two paragraphs. Two paragraphs you read, then Aditya will read two paragraphs, then the verse is over. Today we'll do only this much because you have to study for tomorrow's exam. Read Diya, and then Aditya will read.
Hare Krishna. In the transcendental realm of Rajadharma, one should serve the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, with a feeling similar to that of his associates, and one should place himself under the direct guidance of a particular associate of Krishna and should follow in his footsteps. This method is applicable both in the stage of sadhana, spiritual practices executed while in the stage of bondage, and in the stage of sadhya, God realization. When one is a Siddha Purusha or a spiritually perfect soul. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented as follows upon this verse. One who has not yet developed interest in Krishna consciousness should give up all material motives and train his mind by following the progressive regulative principles, namely chanting and remembering Krishna and his name, form, quality, pastimes, and so forth. In this way, after developing a taste for such things, one should try to live in Vrindavana and pass his time constantly remembering Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, and qualities under the direction and protection of an expert devotee. This is the sum and substance of all instruction regarding the cultivation of devotional service. In the neophyte state, one should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called Shravana Dasa, the stage of hearing. By constantly hearing the transcendental holy name of Krishna and hearing of his transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes, one can attain to the stage of acceptance called Varnadasa. When one attains this stage, he becomes attached to hearing of Krishna Katha. When one is able to chant in ecstasy, he attains the stage of Smarnavastha, the meditation. Constant remembrance and trance are the 5 items of progressive Krishna Smarana. At first, remembrance of Krishna may be interrupted at intervals, but later, remembrance proceeds uninterrupted. When remembrance is uninterrupted, it becomes concentrated and is called meditation. When meditation expands and becomes constant, it is called anusmriti. By uninterrupted and unceasing anusmriti, one enters the stage of samadhi or spiritual trance. After smarana dasa or samadhi has fully developed, the soul comes to understand his original constitutional position. At that time, he can perfectly and clearly understand his eternal relationship with Krishna. That is called Sampati Dasa, the perfection of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
continue.
Chaitanya Charitamrita advises those who are neophytes to give up all kinds of motivated desires and simply engage in the regulative devotional service of the Lord according to the directions of Scripture. In this way, a neophyte can gradually develop attachment for Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities, and so forth. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the lotus feet of Krishna even without following the regulative principles. This stage is called Raga Bhakti or devotional service in spontaneous love. At that stage, the devotee can follow in the footsteps of one of the eternal associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. This is called Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti or spontaneous devotional
Raga
service.
Anugaha Bhakti. This is all you are going to learn now in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Raga Anugaha Bhakti means following the footprints of the associates of love. Raga Anuga Bhakti.
Raganuga Bhakti or spontaneous devotional service can be executed in the Shantaras when one aspires to be like Krishna's cows, or the stick or flute in the hand of Krishna, or the flowers around Krishna's neck. In the
This is known as
Dasya
spontaneous love. This is known as spontaneous love. One is Sadhana Bhakti. One is Raganuga Bhakti.
In the Dasyaras, one follows in the footsteps of servants like Chitraka, Patraka, or Raktaka. In the friendly Sakyaras, one can become a friend like Baldev, Sridama, or Sudama. In the Vatsalya Ras, characterized by parental affection, one can become like Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. And in the Madhurya Ras, characterized by conjugal love, one can become like Srimati Radharani or her lady friends such as Lalita and her serving maids Manjaris like Rupa and Rati. This is the essence of all instruction in the matter of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
So this is the essence of devotional service. This verse is the most important verse, 8th verse. Like 3.13 Bhagavad Gita is Gita Sar. Nectar of instruction, 8th verse is Upadesha Amrita Sara. Okay. Stop here. To study for any questions you can ask. Stop here. Vanchakrapadarbhyascha, Prasindhu Devacha, Patitanam Pavnidhi Vaishnava.